This video is about the law of sines. Now, the law of sines will let you solve for unknown quantities in triangles that are not necessarily right triangles. So, right triangle trigonometry, sine, cosine, tangent, those functions only work on, well, right triangles. So if you look at this example, we're not dealing with a right triangle. So the law of sines is one tool that allows you to navigate this triangle. So what the law of sines lets you do is say that, well, side A over the sine of side A equals side B over the sine of side B. Now, you'll notice with the way I wrote this equation, capital A represents an angle, and lowercase a, well, that represents the side across from it, whereas lowercase b represents the side across from lowercase b, and then capital B represents angle B. So if you think about it as simply an equation with four variables, what we have in this example is, well, lowercase a, that's side A, that's 21 meters, over the sine of capital A, so over the sine of 59 degrees. That equals lowercase b, that's side B, well, that's what we're looking for, so we'll just call that B, over the sine of capital B, that's angle B, so that's over the sine of 19 degrees. So what we have with the law of sines is an equation with four variables, lowercase a, capital A, lowercase b, capital B, and we know 3 out of the 4 variables. Well, that means that we can solve for the unknown fourth variable. So the simplest way to do this is with your calculator. So we want to find lowercase b. So we'll go to our calculator, menu, algebra, solve, and we want to just solve this equation. I suggest when you're trying to solve an equation, use the fraction template when possible. So we have 21 over the sine of 59, and that equals, again, use the fraction template, b over the sine of 19, and we want to solve that for the variable b. Now, to make sure we get a decimal answer for this question, press Control and then Enter, and we get b equals, I guess, 7.98 is pretty close to what we want. So we'll round to 2 decimal places, and we'll just say, well, b equals 7.98. So b equals 7.98. I guess we could round, well, the instruction said round to the nearest tenth. That'd be the first decimal place. So we could say b equals just 8.0, and that would do the trick. So the basic idea with the law of sines is you have a side over the angle across from it, a side over the angle across from it, and you treat this like an equation with 4 variables. If you know 3 out of the 4, you can get the fourth by doing some equation solving. So let's see another example. Here we're trying to find the measure of an angle. We want to find the measure of angle C. Well, this is exactly the same thing. Now, the thing about the law of sines, because it's basically just a proportion equation, you can turn it upside down. Now, C is an angle. I can put that in the top. So the sine of angle C over the side across from it, which is 16, is the sine of angle A, which is 61 degrees, over the side across from it, which is 28. Now, you can solve this sort of equation using the inverse sine function. If you just want to do it in one step in the calculator, it is important that since we're solving for an unknown angle, that you use the insolve command. So if we go menu algebra, I don't want to use solve, rather I want to use insolve. So we're going to numerically solve. I suggest you use the fraction template, the sine of angle C over 16 equals the sine of angle 61. Oh, if I didn't take my own advice, I suggest you use the fraction template, the sine of angle 61 over 28. Remember, comma, whatever the name of your variable is. Press enter, and we get 29.98. So if we're going to round that to whatever we want, let's see, 29.98. If we round that to the nearest tenth, that's going to be 30.0. So here we get C equals 30.0. So the key with the law of sines is the sine of an angle over the side of an angle over the side, or you can turn this upside down like we did in the first example, and we had the side over the side of an angle, the side over the side of an angle. So the law of sines is a really useful tool when dealing with non-right triangles. Once again, my main hint is just treat this as an equation with 4 variables. If you know 3 out of the 4, then you can find the 4th very quickly. Anyway, hope this helped. See you next time.